and Esau laid his blanket upon the ground. I'm Lance Ash, and this is Bad Business. And as promised, I'm recording this on the way home on the last night of the week. I'm pretty worn out. And as freezing cold as it is out here, it feels good because I got overheated the last hour or so I was there. Oh my God, I'm out of it. That job is so stupid, so poorly organized. Apparently, the local TV station sent a camera crew down earlier tonight to see how the post office is handling the Christmas load. Oh, what a blessing. Oh. Several months ago, post office decided that they wanted to do away with PCs. There are several PC terminals, each one with its own printer, scattered throughout the building. They wanted to do away with that because that's so old hat, don't you know? So that what the plan was to have a big stack of laptops up in the office. You check one out. Well, persons of my pay grade are not allowed to check out a laptop, so they left a couple PCs. The problem is almost every printer in the building is broken, and this week the last two finally broke. So, and to use, well, there were a couple that were working, but to use those you had to have a laptop or some shit. Anyway, the point is, it's a classic example of the post office just making a decision based on just fantasy, and then trying to make it work after the decision has been taken. So anyway, our roof, as I've told you many times before, is leaking, and this time when I went up there to seal it, I found a soft spot in the roof. So I had to have a professional roofer come out, take a look at it. And he said that the entire roof is bad and has to be replaced. So, but he said, we can chalk it up to wind damage and therefore you can file it on your insurance. So, we had the insurance adjuster come out today. Now the roofer wants $13,000 to redo the roof completely, and the insurance guy said that we'll only give you 10. So we've got to find the missing money, and I think we'll be all right. But it's just typical. The whole system's rigged. The whole system's designed the way that it is to keep you in thrall. I really wish this was a 3-day weekend coming up because I'm exhausted. Oh dear. I've been listening to techno for the last 2 weeks solid. These homemade techno CDs. But I brought along a little extra tonight. I brought Helmet's fourth record, Aftertaste. And the only problem with that record, the only problem with Helmet in general is there's no guitar solos. And, you know, I know that that's a controversial point with some people, but guitar solos. I dig into them the way that people used to dig into saxophone solos back in the good old days of jazz. It's funny to read. I got old magazines, Esquire and Playboy and stuff, and it's funny to they'll have articles in there. What is this year hold in store for jazz? What's the new crop of jazz like? Totally lost world. I brought something else. What was the other thing I brought? Oh, I brought an album by Peter Scherer, Nerve Type No, from probably 94 or 5. Probably 94. He's a composer. I'm not familiar with anything he's done outside of this one album. I mean, I know a little bit about it. I think he's done some film soundtrack work. Oh my God, I'm worn out. Yeah, well, the end of the year is fast approaching. I think it's been a pretty good year. Very productive for me. I'm reading a Harry Bosch novel in German right now, and I'm going to finish it for the end of the year. In the old days, I'd read easily 50 books in a year. Now I'm lucky if I get 10. Oh, God. I don't know what to say. I guess we'll have to go back to the old way of doing things. Have a topic or something. You know, I'll tell you a topic. I've been a vegetarian for 28 years. So my tendency to eat fast food is pretty minimal. But several years ago, back when my daughter was a baby, my wife and I used to eat at Wendy's because we get the salad. I don't know what kind of salad. It came with a piece of garlic bread and get a baked potato. So you know it was pretty cheap. Baked potato and a salad and a piece of bread for like $2 or something. And I used to really like that. But then they changed the size of the salad. They changed the size of the potato. I can't think of the last time I ever ate at a fast food place. I don't know if you'd count Domino's or something like that as fast food. I wouldn't. Because it's not ready to go. You can't walk in there and say, give me a pizza. Oh, here you go. Oh, fuck. This bitch I work with called in sick the whole week. She's 64. I just wish she'd go ahead and quit. She's trying to hold out as long as possible. She calls in sick at least once a week. In the last 2 weeks, she's worked 3 days. Leaves me in the lurch. I have to make a list of goals for the new year. List of books I want to read. That's right. Pinhead. The only real, I don't know, I was going to say the only real evidence that I'm getting old is that my joints hurt. But that's probably not true. I mean, I've had joint pain when I was a kid, I was a teenager. I looked at, I don't know what brought it up, but I was looking at pictures of Cary Grant and Grace Kelly in To Catch a Thief. Cary Grant was 51 when he did that movie. And I look at him and think, he looks like a real grown-up. And I don't. I just... Grace Kelly, oh, she was cute as a bug. Can't believe she threw her life away to become princess of some backwater principality. Oh, she became a princess. Who cares? You know, Cary Grant has his shirt off in that movie a good bit, and he's got such a flat stomach. I'll never have a flat stomach. If you've ever been fat in your life, that's it. Outside of surgery, you're never going to get rid of the fat. I mean, you can shrink it, but that's it. I guess he's lucky he was born into poverty. People were so tan back then, too. This concept of the healthy tan. Oh, things were different back then, that's for sure. Apparently, he took LSD a good bit. Strange, isn't it? I've done LSD twice. And the first time, I didn't see stuff, but I did wig out a good bit. The second time, it was a friend of mine and we were sitting around. We drove like, I don't know, an hour or something to this guy's apartment to get it. And we took it on the way back, and it was just taking forever to kick in. I'm like, when am I going to get something? He's like, well, I don't know. He said sometimes pot will help it kick in. So we went and got some pot and smoked it, and then we sat around his kitchen table in his kitchen talking. And the only thing that really happened was I looked over at him, and he had fleur-de-lis all over his face, and it kind of wigged me out. So I looked away and just was determined not to see anything. And stayed awake all night long, and then went to work. It apparently has a speed quality to it. Oh God, I wish I had time to watch old movies. I don't have time to do shit anymore. My wife and I were talking about watching The Best Days of Your Life again. I hope I have the name of it right, because there's a movie called The Best Years of Your Life, and there's The Best Days of Your Life. This is the one with Alistair Sim and Margaret Rutherford and Richard Wattis. He was a good character actor. And it's about this boys' school in Britain that, through some sort of mix-up, they send a whole bunch of girls to stay there. And, hijinks ensue. It's really funny. It's a really good movie. Everybody in it is funny and charming. And Alistair Sim was just such a great actor, great presence. It's probably 1950. It's an old movie. It'd be great, to be bedridden for 6 months and just be able to watch a bunch of movies. Nothing's really life-threatening. You're not really sick, but, just to be on the safe side, you've been confined to bed. I'd probably wind up watching the same old shit I watch all the time. Old James Bond movies, Star Wars. Oh, God. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The first 2 Godfather movies. Hard Day's Night. These are the movies I've seen a billion times. I find it hard to watch movies that I'm not familiar with, because you don't know what you're letting yourself in for. It could be really boring or really sad. You never know. Speaking of boring and sad, there are movies that I like that other people would find extremely boring and sad. Like Cries and Whispers. I'll tell you one I couldn't stand. It's The Bicycle Thief. I hated it. I just hated it. I hate books and movies where the author has decided he's gonna shove reality in your face. This is the way life is. It's mean and cruel, so I'm going to take these characters that I've created and I'm going to put them through the shit mill. I'm sorry, it's like Welcome to the Dollhouse. There's no hope for, what's her name? Is it Dawn? Is she the name of the character? She's just doomed. She's doomed because she's ugly and she's awkward and she's stupid. And the thing is, though, what am I supposed to feel for her? You feel pity, but I don't know. I don't think all movies and books should be happy, or have a happy ending. But just create a character just for the purpose of hurting her. I don't know. Because life isn't all shit. It isn't all wonderful. It's a balance. Oh my God almighty me, I'm so fucking beat. I wish there was some pizza waiting on me at the house. Good pizza. The stuff out of the frozen stuff is fine. It's fine once in a while. But, really, real pizza, the real thing, As Homer Simpson said, the food of kings. Bread, cheese, tomato sauce, toppings, whatever toppings you want. Well, what more could you ask? Oh, God. Probably go home and eat some crap. Really, it ought to be a 3-day weekend because it takes you the first day just to get used to being off. Oh, I fucked my arm up bad last night. Oh, God. I don't know when the roofers are going to come. I may have to call in a couple of days while they're working on the roof because there's no way I'm going to be able to sleep. I can't go down to my mother's and sleep. I can't sleep in a strange bed. Every time we go on vacation, the 3 times we've been on vacation in the last 27 years, stay in a hotel, I can't sleep. My wife and I have separate beds because I can't sleep next to somebody. I can't put up with somebody snoring. I can't stand having to share the mattress. I can't stand movement. I can't stand it. I've never understood, we're going to entwine our bodies together and sleep like that. How? Your arm's going to go to sleep. You're going to get a cramp in your neck. Or sleeping naked. I remember Johnny Carson saying he couldn't understand how people slept with clothes on. I can't stand sleeping naked. It just feels like you're going to get something foul smeared on the sheets. Now, drunk in a hotel room, you can sleep naked with the person beside you. Yeah, that's a different story. Oh. My God, I guess it's more ibuprofen when I get home. Exhale City, smoke, vape, and CBD. We are living in the end times, folks.